Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces July 5, 2022. No one is going to be catering to your needs today, so get on with it and do things your own way. You will find that there is little sympathy coming from others, and strong opinions are coming at you from all angles. There is a great deal of gossip buzzing around that you may be tempted to join in on. Don't be an enabler of this sort of behavior. It is only going to alienate you from others in the long run. Today you could decide to present yourself in a different manner. If you have been dressing and speaking conservatively lately, you could choose to wear something more colorful. You'll have fun dressing up and presenting your ideas in a more dynamic way. Let all of those considerable charms emerge and impress your associates today. Some interesting changes could start to happen if you make this shift. Don't be surprised if an unusual number of visitors come to your door today. A relative or coworker could be in a black mood, which could spill over to you, as you are feeling more intuitive than usual. Realize that this is not coming from you, and let it go. Misinformation could come to you via phone, email, or regular mail. Check out the facts before you buy into it. Today you might enjoy doing something different with your living space. Sometimes you let a lot of clutter pile up, and suddenly, you're living in a big mess. Right now you could decide to get more organized. Think about filing away those papers and bills. Take some clothes to a charity and donate them. Put your house into order, and you'll soon find that your mind becomes clearer. Share your dreams with friends and relations. Inspired by you, they will want to be in your company. You might discover common interests enriching your relationships to other people. If you continue in this confident way, others will see you as a role model and follow you. Don't let yourself be irritated by doubts or ambitions. Anything you start now will go better for you than it will if you put it off, even for a day. It's a good time for you to start new things, new gigs, new art projects, new relationships. Sensitive to the feelings of others, anytime you are involved in conversation with someone who you find interesting, who grabs your attention, romantic thoughts race around your mind, occasional heart flutters indicate potential for romance. If you're chatted up, make the most of your appeal, try to be patient. Someone around you could suggest an interesting book, CD, or movie today. You probably have a lot of different interests, so you might be open to checking out their suggestion. Maybe they will recommend a video by a hot director. Or maybe you will hear about the interesting point of view that a new writer has. Energy is pulling you towards this creative venture, so don't be afraid to purchase or view it today. This isn't a time for action but one for understanding the situation you are in. You will have to be lucid regarding your family and friends and especially yourself. You sometimes have problems directing yourself and acting on your desires. You tend to bend to certain constraints that overwhelm you a bit. So be firm with yourself and don't take action unless you are convinced it is right for you. Having the moon in Virgo during Mars' last full day in your work sector could be a mixed blessing, but under control can be a huge advantage. Due to leave tomorrow and then not returning for another 2 years, Mars will be doing his best today to convince you that you don't have time to breathe, that you are so busy that all you can do is push yourself to the limit to get it all done. The reality is that while this is a day for putting everything you have into everything you do, take it too far and you either burn out or are no longer productive. The moon allows you to trust your instincts but can make you over-emotional, exaggerating things out of proportion. Ahead of Mars' return to your relationship sector tomorrow and the energy this will put into your relationships, the planets that are more focused on the dream or a sense of what's possible have a chance to spend one last day wishful thinking. It is Mars' return tomorrow that will usher in a time of action and of walking the talk. Both Mercury and Mars are on the move today, something that will change the dynamics and a lot of your focus but without any specific endings or beginnings. Mars' departure from your income sector will leave things in the safe hands of lucky Jupiter, as he shifts a battle to fight for what you deserve onto a new war on communication barriers. At the same time, while Mercury will leave your home and family sector just minutes later, He will leave you with the tools to keep the communication lines open, while Venus will stay on to keep home where your heart is. Mercury and Mars are on the move today, and in both cases, with perfect timing. Having the Moon in your relationship sector as Mars returns to your communication sector will give his war on communication barriers something to dive into from the start. It is just minutes later that Mercury will not only return to your romantic sector, but just as there is a growing mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia in the air. Our eyes in the sky. Smart Mercury has been steadily moving forward in grounded Taurus lately, and its Earth trine to Pluto in career-boosting Saturn today can be just the push you need to step up to the plate and make things happen. Your job, or anything having to do with major responsibilities, including family and/or education, is at the forefront of this cosmic interaction, encouraging you to grab the lead and take the steps necessary to advance to the next level. If you're in a leadership role where it's up to you to make major decisions, be sure to consider all of the options, including the ones that are good for the group and not just your own personal success. Details are just as important as the overall picture. Your brainpower is impressive during this masterful trine, but remember that asking for advice or favors from people who are in key positions to help you isn't a sign of weakness. Quite the opposite, in fact. Mid-afternoon, Venus aligns with Uranus in Taurus, offering surprises in love and money. Although both planets are gliding through stable Taurian terrain, Uranus shakes us out of complacency and suggests we examine matters of the heart in evolutionary language. How are our relationships serving to develop our consciousness? If we are not lit up in love, we might now look for excitement elsewhere. Alternatively, we might be on the receiving end of another's sudden desire for change. This can be an influence for breakups, but not if a partnership is on solid footing. A union that begins under this influence may not last long, but we can learn a great deal from the engagement. Since Venus also rules money, we might also make risky investments at this time. The potential for both gains and losses is inherent in this transit, so only gamble with resources that you can afford to lose. In the evening, the Scorpio moon opposes Uranus, making us impulsive. A battle between intuition and instinct prompts us to grab for power. However, Uranus' influence prevents us from getting a firm grip, causing us to feel impotent. The more we try to assert dominance, the more the universe affirms that we are not in the driver's seat. Psychological revelations occur which are hard to process in the immediate. It may be some time before we can give proper context to our emotions, but we will be better for this confrontation.